Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we'll look at 10 advanced commands for IntelliJ to double your productivity. The commands are recorded in IntelliJ, but they can be used with any JetBrains IDE like WebStorm, PHP Storm or any other one. These tricks apply no matter the language you are coding in, so even if you're coding in TypeScript, JavaScript, Java, Go, Clojure or any other language, these tips apply to you. After finishing this video, I promise you're gonna at least double your productivity if you're using a JetBrains IDE. So without further ado, let's go into the video. The first command that we're gonna look at is command E, which pops up the recent files tab. These are the most recent files you visited, and I use this very often because this is pretty much how I navigate. So whenever I go to a file that I haven't visited recently, I go Command Shift O. So again, Command Shift O, and let's say maybe tweet index, and it's gonna be this file. So again, tweet index, and I go here and now Command E, and it's gonna be the first file on the top. And then if I want to go back to the file I was previously, I just go and it's gonna be the second one. And if you notice, the cursor is always on the second one. So if you want to juggle between two files, this is what you do. So Command E, enter, Command E, enter, Command E, enter. And pretty much that's it. This is a command I use very often, and if you get accustomed to it, you will be way faster than switching tabs or moving with the mouse or even Command Shift O and always switching to the file. Pretty much whenever you type something here is gonna be the file that you want to go in because you visited it earlier. The next command we're going to look at is multiple cursors. So in VS Code, there's a lot of people using multiple cursors. So how do you do that in IntelliJ is Control J, and it's going to select the first word, and then pressing Control J again will select the next occurrences. So Control J, Control J, Control J, and let's say I want to change this interface into a type, and type, maybe let's export it to. Types don't work like this because you need to put an assignment, so you need to put equals here. So there you go. This was 4 times faster than if I would have gone to every definition and modified the interface. Another thing that is very good is to put a cursor on each new line. So how do you do that is Option and then Option down very fast. So Option, Option down. You see Option, Option down, and then Option up. Using multiple cursors is gonna save you a lot of time. Let's say I want to change a key in this whole file, so Control J, do everything. You should check what you are changing, and then let's say this should be name attribute, and there we go. This has been changed in almost every place. The next command is presentation mode. This works very well if you have to share your screen often, or either have to pair program, or other people have to see your code. So this is presentation mode. Oftentimes when you share your screen, the font is very small, and so people don't really see your code that well, and they have trouble understanding. So the best thing to do, and this works very well on big screens. I have a big screen, and whenever I share my screen to share code on that screen, nobody sees anything. What I do is enter presentation mode, and now this scales your font to your screen, so you won't have, for you it's gonna appear very big, but for the purpose of sharing code with other people, yeah, this is gonna work like a charm. So you can share the project tree here, have other files, and move every place you need. The next mode I want to present to you is distraction free mode. I have it mapped to Control Z, but for some reason it does not work right now. I think it's the keycaster that's the issue with it, but anyway, let's go Command Shift A, enter distraction free mode, and this is it. This is just everything you need to start coding and doing your job. Of course, you have your project tree, which is mapped to Command 1. This is for everybody. Command 1 toggles your project tree. How I usually go about my job is, so I want to go somewhere in the AppSync file, and I have some work to do here, console log something, STH. Then I go to another file and do something there. If I don't know where something is, then I will maybe go to the project tree, but I don't need all the run tabs, stuff like this. I know the key mappings for stuff I need. Other than that, it's just distracting for me. So this can give you some space to also split the screen into multiple tabs, so you can have that. Okay, the next item on the list is something new added actually, and I've been used it ever since they released it a month ago, I think. So now I have two IntelliJ instances, and you switch between them by command tilde, I think it's the name of that key. So you switch between them like this, and oftentimes you're gonna have to work in two separate projects, but it's gonna be annoying at some point. So what you can do is Window, merge all project windows. So now you have a extra tab at the top with the two projects. So they still switch with command tilde. You actually see where you are, and you can go in the project like this. This works with a lot of instances. So if you have 4 IntelliJ instances, it works the same way. I use this a lot. Also, you can see it in distraction free mode. Yeah. Okay, next on the list is simple commands for project tree and Git. I use this daily. So command 1 is the project tree, toggle on off, command 1 to have this. Command 0 is Git stuff. This is reminiscent to the VS Code extension where you would have all your Git modified files and the difference in the Git tree. So if you look around here, you can do that. You can put a commit here. This is my commit, and commit everything and push. And another one, so this is command 0. So command 1 for the project tree, command 0 for the Git tree. And there is another one that is very useful, which is command 9, which is your Git tree. You have the list of all the commits you made. If I had, let's say, let's go a new branch, test branch. For me, this is just faster. It has a way better integration. Let's say if you want to update master but don't want to check into master. Actually, let's go back to master. Yeah, let's commit progress on TypeScript serverless. So let's just go commit and push. This is where you can inspect, okay, this is that, and this is what I modified in this file, and push. And now if you go back to your test branch, it's now behind master. So what you can do is right click on the master. Now notice I am checked out on this one, and if I click on this one, it says rebase test branch onto master. It's better usually to rebase than to merge if you have a new branch. So now rebase successful, and if you look at the commit list on this one, it's progress on TypeScript server. This is this one. The Git workflow is very good with IntelliJ, so please be mindful of this. Command 9 to toggle this on and on. Command 0, command 1. So command 1 project tree, command 0 Git diff tree, command 9 Git tree with all the branches and commits. This becomes useful very fast whenever you work in a big repo with a lot of branches, with a lot of developers. Okay, the next trick in IntelliJ is to split your screen. I have this mapped to Control/, but what you can do is Command Shift A, split right or split down, and it's gonna create another one. Thankfully, you don't need that. These are called splitters. So if I say splitter, go to next splitter. So it's mapped to option that arrow after caps lock. So yeah, you can map like this, option this, you see it in the keycast. And so you go here, you do some stuff, and then you go to the other tab, do some other stuff here. Of course, this is the same file now, so it's not, let's move to another file here. So let's go to this file. So maybe I want to take something from this file and go here and paste it here. I use this quite often whenever I need to keep context of two files. So maybe I have something to modify in this file, maybe a function that is used, that is defined here, but then it's used in another file here, and I need to see the usage of that file, of that function, in order to modify. I use it very often. My advice is the best key binding for this is Control/ like this, and then to move around them I use Control W. So of course on Windows this I think will close the window, on Mac is Command, so maybe change it to something like Shift W or Alt Control W. The next item on the list are scratch files. So scratch files are files where you can store dummy code, and this is stored within IntelliJ scratches and consoles. As you can see, I have a lot of them and they are full of code that I reuse from time to time. Scratch file, say, JavaScript file, new file, test scratch.js. And here you can function test AB, return a plus b, and now if I do test 1 2 and if I do console.log that, this will print out 3. And oftentimes what I do is I will develop some code, especially if this involves algorithmic stuff. I will develop it here, test it around, and then I would paste it in the main code base. Also, this is good whenever you have a snippet of code that you want to reuse in other projects or in other places. This is where I store it. I store it in scratches like this and reuse it. As you can see, this is a lot of stuff I reuse. The next item on the list is progressive selection. So if you want to select something and you don't want to select it like this because now it's just a JSON object without an opening, or this goes the same for a function. If you want to select something, maybe the inside of a scope, you would go option up and go, and as you can see, the selection progresses in that scope, and you can also go down, go up. So if you want to copy just the inside of this scope, now you see this if is now empty. If I want to take the whole content of this function, it's now an empty function. And so this is how it works. I use this a lot. Let's find a string with 2 words. Okay, this one. So the first selection will be the first word, then the whole string, then the quotes, now the parentheses, and now it's gonna be the row, I think. Okay, new error, throw, that's interesting. And now it's gonna be the whole scope, this whole line, now the scope, now the if completely, and now it's gonna be until here, until the user. Oh, it's actually, yeah, because that was not in the scope. It's gonna be between the scope of this if event. And so as you can see, this progressively selects. It's a very nice thing. I think you have it also in VS Code, but I use it exclusively. It's a very nice feature. The last thing on the list, I discovered this recently and I think it's very nice. As you can see, I am now in a diff. Let's close this. So I am now in a diff. Oftentimes it's gonna be like this, and you don't understand a lot of what's happening in this file. So you would want to go to the source file, but you would need to go to the tree. Okay, which file is that? It's the when file. Too complicated. Okay, right. So I am here and I do this and I just do command down and it takes me to that file. Go to source. Let's go again. Let's go. So I'm here, and pay attention to what line I'm gonna be positioned at. So I'm at follower count and I do command down. It is gonna take me exactly to that place. Okay, let's do the index one. So effect DynamoDB update item, and it's gonna preserve the exact position of the caret inside the file. So this is very useful when you want to edit source, when you want to view source. That's it with this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some value from it. If I missed your favorite command from IntelliJ, put it down in the comments. What's your favorite commands? Hopefully I might learn something from it. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna do a lot of videos on IntelliJ, TypeScript, JavaScript, Clojure, and web development in general. Thank you. Have a great day.